She was just a 7-year-old girl, bruised and broken, scraping through trash in a crumbling Ohio town. But when Anna heard a whisper of music from a shop window, her shattered world began to heal. What she found wasn't just a violin, it was a lifeline to a family she thought was lost. Why did a girl scarred by the world's cruelty risk everything for one note? And how did that fleeting sound unlock a secret that mended her heart? This isn't just a story of survival, it's a melody of hope, rising from despair. Stay until the end to hear what unfolds, and please subscribe to our channel. Share in the comments what song reminds you of someone you love, and tell us where you're listening from. The October wind tore through Millfield, Ohio, with a ferocity that felt almost personal, like the town itself was mourning something it had long buried under rust and ruin. 7-year-old Anna moved slowly through its cracked sidewalks, her battered shoes barely holding together, her jacket so thin it did little to stop the chill. Her small frame was a canvas of bruises, purple blotches on her arms and legs, a swollen cheek stinging from a street vendor's boot, and fresh cuts on her hands from shifting broken glass in the junkyard. She clutched a grimy sack filled with wrappers and rusted cans, currency she hoped might buy her a biscuit or a bruised apple, something to hush the gnawing ache in her belly. 2 years ago, a fire had stolen everything. Her mother, Christine, had once filled their trailer with music, a soft and sweet lullaby called Starlight Lullaby, played on a cherrywood violin. That song had been warmth. It had been home. Then came the flames, roaring through the night, shattering the strings, devouring her world. Since that night, Anna had been alone, dodging social workers, scraping through alleys, fighting to survive. But even in the darkest corners, the melody still lived in her memory, whispering that maybe, somewhere, hope still lingered. One morning, as dawn struggled to warm the hollow streets, Anna's aching feet carried her to Harper's music shop. In the front window, like a ghost from her past, hung a violin, cherrywood, polished, glowing softly. She pressed her face against the cold glass, breath fogging the pain as her lips barely moved, mouthing the notes of Starlight Lullaby. Her body hurt, her knuckles bleeding, her spirit barely holding on. But that violin, it hummed with something sacred, something hers. Then a shout cracked the fragile moment. Mr. Harper stormed toward the door, broom raised, scowling. "No filthy pickers," he barked, his voice full of disgust. He waved and polished children with clean shoes and soft hands, while Anna shrank back, retreating to a splintered fruit cart across the street, where flies buzzed over rotting apples and cold wind bit into her bruises. But the next morning brought something different. As Anna lingered once more by the music shop, shivering, her face pulsing with pain, a soft voice broke the silence. A girl stood beside her, 6 years old, in a velvet coat and shiny boots, a silk ribbon braided into her hair. Her hands were unscarred, her skin unmarked by the jagged harshness Anna knew too well. And yet there was something in her eyes, warm, curious, kind. She said gently, "Hi, I am Ellie." With the curiosity and naiveness she asked, "Why don't you go inside?" Anna looked away, her voice barely a whisper as she said, "They don't want me." Ellie didn't hesitate for a second before she reached out, her small hand slipping into Anna's torn one, unfazed by the dirt or cuts. "Come with me," she said softly, pulling her toward the door. The bell above the door gave a shy ring as they entered, the warmth inside almost too much to bear. Anna stood awkwardly beneath the golden lights, her muddy sneakers leaving trails on polished tile, her rags a sharp contrast to the gleaming instruments that surrounded her. Mr. Harper noticed them instantly. His eyes narrowed. "No trash here!" he snapped, lifting a rag threateningly. But he stopped mid-step when he saw the woman at the counter. Tall, composed, a tailored coat, pearl earrings glinting like frost. Clara, Ellie's mother, met his glare with a gaze that didn't flinch. Mr. Harper hesitated, then backed off silently. Ellie pointed to the violin in the window, now within reach. "Play it," she said, her voice barely more than a whisper, but resolute. Anna reached for it. Her hands trembled as they touched the familiar weight. The violin rested against her bruised cheek like a memory long buried. Slowly, shakily, she drew the bow. And then, the first note. Pure. Haunting. The shop fell into stunned silence as Starlight Lullaby bloomed in the air, each note trembling with pain and beauty and love long lost. Tears welled in Clara's eyes. She clutched a silver locket close to her heart. Mr. Harper's rag slipped to the floor. As Anna played, flashes of memory surged. Her mother's arms around her, candlelight flickering, the tune winding through their trailer like a promise. Then, the fire, screams, heat, smoke, her own body tumbling through flame and ash, and the silence that followed. The last note faded like a breath, and Anna fell to her knees, the violin slipping from her grasp. Sobs racked her small body, too long held in. Ellie rushed to her, hugging her tightly, her velvet coat pressing against Anna's rags, the silk ribbon brushing her shoulder. Ellie's voice was wet with tears as she whispered, "That's Mama's song." Clara knelt beside them. She opened the locket. Inside, Christine's photograph, cradling her violin. "Anna," she said, her voice breaking, "I'm your aunt. Ellie's your cousin. We thought the fire took you." Her words spilled like rain on a parched field. Clara explained how she'd been away at college when Anna was born, how after the fire only ashes remained. She had grieved a niece she thought lost forever. She had raised Ellie in Cleveland, teaching her Christine's song as a lullaby, never knowing it would one day lead them back to each other. Clara extended her hand. Her nails were neat, her fingers soft. Anna looked down at her own, scratched, scarred, still clutching remnants of trash. She hesitated. Then, slowly, tearfully, she reached out and took her aunt's hand. As they stepped into Millfield Square, people turned to stare. A bruised girl in tatters, hand in hand with elegance and warmth, climbing into a sleek black car that gleamed against the rusted trucks of the town. Anna clutched Ellie's hand tightly as they drove through the hills, the violin nestled safely in her lap. In Cleveland, everything was new. Soft carpet beneath her feet, warm light in every room. Ellie showed her a small bedroom with a star-carved violin resting on a velvet pillow. "For you," she whispered. That night, Anna played again. Starlight Lullaby filled the quiet room as Ellie curled beside her. The tune no longer a morning cry, but a bridge, a reunion. In the morning, Clara dressed her in clean cotton, her touch gentle on skin where hands once struck. Ellie shared syrupy pancakes, giggling as they stuck to her fingers. "You're home," Clara said. Anna's voice came out soft but sure. "I just wanted her song." Clara pulled her into an embrace. "And now you have her family too." Weeks turned into months. The bruises faded. The fear loosened its grip. Anna's hands learned to turn pages instead of digging through bins. She and Ellie jumped through chalk hopscotch squares, laughter ringing through the halls like music reborn. Back in Millfield, Mr. Harper placed a violin in the window with a handwritten tag, "For Dreamers." And on one bright day, Anna returned, not to beg or shiver or hide, but to play. She lifted the bow once more, and under Ohio's wide sky, Starlight Lullaby danced again. Rich and poor stood side by side, weeping, not out of sadness, but because they felt something rare, hope. Because sometimes a song isn't just a memory, it's a map, a hand in the dark, a voice whispering, "You are not lost." What did you think of Anna and Ellie's story? Share a song that reminds you of someone special in the comments. Thank you for listening to The Story Central.